Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we explore a tense and dangerous hypothetical: what if India and Pakistan go to war in 2025? This scenario is not just about comparing military power, but also about understanding the geopolitical complexities, the devastating human cost, and the long-term impact on regional and global stability. India and Pakistan, two nuclear-armed neighbors with a history of conflicts and disputes, especially over Kashmir, remain in a delicate balance of power. A war between them would be unlike any regional conflict seen in the modern era. On the surface, India maintains a considerable advantage in conventional military terms. Its armed forces are larger, with around 1.45 million active personnel compared to Pakistan's approximately 650,000. India's military budget has grown significantly, crossing over $80 billion by 2025, making it one of the highest in the world. This allows for continuous modernization of its military hardware, procurement of advanced systems, and investment in defense research and development. Pakistan, on the other hand, allocates a significantly smaller budget, but it has maintained a lean and responsive military structure with rapid mobilization capabilities. Despite being outnumbered, Pakistan's forces are highly professional, well-trained, and structured for high-readiness engagements, especially along the eastern border. In terms of equipment and platforms, India operates a diverse range of tanks, including the Russian-origin T-90s and indigenous Arjun tanks, supported by mechanized infantry and a growing fleet of UAVs and drones for surveillance and combat. Its air force fields over 2,000 aircraft, including Su-30 MKIs, Mirage 2000s, and the newly inducted Rafale fighter jets, which provide India with air superiority. Pakistan's air force, although smaller, is agile and equipped with capable platforms like the F-16s and the jointly developed JF-17 Thunder, which has been consistently upgraded with advanced avionics and missile systems. While Pakistan cannot match India in numbers, it aims to offset this gap through precision strikes and surprise operations. Naval power also plays a crucial role. India's navy is the fifth largest in the world and continues to expand its blue water capabilities. It includes aircraft carriers, nuclear and conventional submarines, destroyers, and advanced maritime patrol aircraft. This enables India to project power across the Indian Ocean and potentially blockade Pakistan's maritime routes during wartime. Pakistan's navy, though significantly smaller, focuses on defensive operations and asymmetric tactics, such as deploying submarines like the Augusta class and leveraging fast attack crafts. With Chinese support, Pakistan is also acquiring more submarines to bolster its second strike capability in the sea. Internally, both militaries depend on a mix of foreign and indigenous defense technologies. India's military-industrial base is expanding, with increased collaboration with nations like Israel, France, Russia, and the United States. Indigenous systems such as the Tejas fighter jet and various missile systems like Akash, Nag, and BrahMos are being deployed more widely. Pakistan relies heavily on Chinese technology and continues to maintain deep military ties with China, which includes joint exercises, technology transfers, and weapons development. The interior command structures also vary. India is pushing towards theater commands for better coordination, while Pakistan maintains a centralized and highly disciplined command with a focus on rapid response. When it comes to actual combat performance, India would likely aim for a multi-front strategy involving air dominance, deep armored thrusts, and naval superiority to choke Pakistan's logistics. Pakistan's response doctrine is based on full-spectrum deterrence, which includes not just conventional retaliation but also tactical nuclear weapons use in case its territorial integrity is threatened. This doctrine reflects Pakistan's belief that its smaller size and lack of strategic depth require the early use of overwhelming force to prevent a prolonged war. India, on the other hand, maintains a no-first-use nuclear policy, though this has come under debate in recent years as the security environment becomes more complex. The presence of nuclear weapons on both sides dramatically escalates the stakes. India possesses a triad of nuclear delivery systems, land-based missiles, air-launched weapons, and nuclear-capable submarines. Pakistan, too, has an expanding nuclear arsenal, including tactical nuclear weapons designed for battlefield use. A full-scale war that escalates to the nuclear threshold would have devastating consequences. Even a limited nuclear exchange could kill millions and affect the climate, agriculture, and public health across South Asia for decades. International pressure and diplomacy would likely intervene rapidly to de-escalate such a scenario, but the very risk of miscalculation remains alarmingly high. One must also consider cyber and electronic warfare, which are becoming central to modern conflicts. India has advanced its cyber capabilities, including offensive and defensive units integrated with its armed forces. Pakistan, with strong ties to Chinese cyber infrastructure and a growing domestic capability, would likely engage in cyber attacks targeting Indian power grids, communication networks, and financial systems. Both sides have developed electronic warfare systems to jam and disrupt each other's radar and missile guidance systems, which could play a decisive role in a high-tech conflict. A major war between India and Pakistan would not remain isolated. The international community, especially China, the United States, and Russia, would be drawn into the conflict, either directly or through diplomatic and logistical means. China's role is especially critical, as it maintains a close strategic partnership with Pakistan and has its own disputes with India. In a worst-case scenario, a regional war could evolve into a multi-nation conflict, drawing in alliances and altering global security structures. The economic impact of such a war would be catastrophic. Both nations would face massive destruction of infrastructure, economic paralysis, and long-term isolation from international markets. Global trade through the Indian Ocean could be disrupted, affecting oil and cargo shipments worldwide. Financial markets would crash, and millions of civilians would become refugees. Development gains made over decades in health, education, and poverty reduction would be erased in weeks. The price of war in this context is not just national, it is global. Despite their differences, both India and Pakistan have strong civil societies, vibrant cultures, and millions of people who aspire to peace, progress, and stability. The youth of both nations deserve futures shaped by innovation, education, and cooperation, not war and destruction. While military power and deterrence may be necessary for security, war is never a solution between two nuclear states. Diplomacy, confidence-building measures, and regional cooperation are the only paths to long-term peace. In conclusion, if India and Pakistan were to go to war in 2025, India would likely dominate in conventional warfare, but the cost of such dominance would be immeasurable. Pakistan's strategic doctrines and tactical capabilities could ensure mutual destruction if pushed to the edge. Both nations must understand that in a nuclear war, there is no winner, only devastation. Peace remains the only viable future. Thank you for watching, and if you found this analysis valuable, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.